Hello, hello, Capricorn. Sorry about that. Had to wet my whistle for a second. Welcome, welcome. My name is Patty. I'm your empath that is going to do your intuitive tarot, your divine intuitive tarot. It is divine driven, divine guided, and I'll explain in a second. But I also do astrology, numerology, mix that in. However, my source is divine. So this is a tarot that actually is going to help you in your... That's weird. Help you in your journey, help you with any questions that you have to the second dimension, which is where God divine lives, and anything that you might be going through, struggles, challenges, just anything. Hopefully this will help you and give you some guidance and answers to what you need. I am going to be doing this for the 7th through the 13th. Now there is a new moon on the 10th. And we are still into 3 retrogrades right now, Mercury, Saturn, and Pluto. Mercury shall be ending the June 22nd. Mark your calendars, because with Mercury retrograde, you probably are going through a lot of communication problems, maybe a little bit more misunderstandings between 2 people, maybe having a little bit more debates between a couple people, that kind of a thing, or work. You might be having problems with communicating at work. This is the Mercury retrograde energy that happens 3 times a year, unfortunately, but with Saturn and Pluto, it also can work in your relationships as well. So just be mindful. Don't make any decisions, big decisions, during the Mercury retrograde, because it might be something you want to retract after the 22nd. All right. It's sort of crazy energies right now with all 3 retrogrades going on. New moon and full moon isn't till the end of the month, but that is the big one. All right. I probably won't be doing a full moon reading this month, only because I'm going to be on vacation. So if I can do it beforehand, we'll see, but it will be recorded. It won't be live this time. All right. So let's get started. First card is going to be Divine's card. That is our source of this tarot. This is where your energies, your focus really should be. Then I'll be doing the current energies of the week, of what maybe your focus is on that you're going through. I can see what's going on right now anyway. And then the future energies is the 3rd card, and that is a little bit more planetary. I sort of watch and see what's going on with planets with that card. All right. So we've got details, and it is the number 7, potential and ambition. So what is it that you're doing in your life? Potential and ambition that you need to pay attention to the details in. So what is it that you're working towards? What are your goals? What are your passions? What are your dreams? There has to be at least one that you're working on. If not, this is a time to do that, to find out where your passion and your love is, that flame inside of you that's flickering, and really pay attention to the details. If you are already in the process of having your goals or whatever happening, this is where you now have to put your faith in the unseen, that things are actually working. Okay. The reason why is this current energy is the number 6, and that is the moonlight. Moonlight is sort of, can be things that are not seen, things that are sort of hard to see because it's at night. It sort of depends on if it's a full moon, not a full moon, things that can be seen. And a lot of the things that we really need to be paying attention to are in the unseen, which this is doubting your intuition. So you can't see your intuition, so a lot of people doubt it. It's like, that's just what some people say. And they say, oh, I've heard that you should never trust your intuition. Well, that's from a worldly person, because they don't believe in their intuition in the first place. So whatever you're working on, really pay attention to the details. Now it's time to really trust the unseen, your intuition, and that gut feeling that you have. Okay. Your future energy, the reason why you want to pay attention and do that is your future energy. These are right all on track, guys, is to protect, let's see, 9, 3. So I'm looking at the numerology, sorry, is to protect the treasure being your heart. Okay, so your heart is what anything and everything wants. High energies, low energies, high vibration, low vibration, whether it's worldly, whether it's, supernatural, whether it is the divine, whatever. That is the number one thing that they want, is your heart. What lies in your heart, your spirit, your soul, who you are. Shoot, even our government wants you. They're buying you for vaccines now. They want your heart. But anyway, this is for your future protection. Okay. They're protecting you and whatever it is that you are being geared toward for your authentic you, not your fake you, but your authentic you for your journey. Okay. So this is a process that you really need to think about this week. This week, it's all about trusting and believing, because that's your current energy. Okay. This is the number 6, bringing harmony and improvement. It's not saying separation and dividing or anything like. No, it's bringing harmony and improvement. Divine is all about things of good. Even when we go through the worst things in our life, when my brother was murdered, I thought, wow, this is the most horrible thing. But not immediately, even while I was in Florida where he was murdered, I could see the good of what he did in his life and how it all affected people. I could see the good. God brings our pain and everything for good things. So this again is protecting heart. All right. Pay attention to the details this week for somebody. Again, this is about you. This is about your potential, your ambition. This you can also say, well, yeah, but really it's not for me. Well, but what you learn from your potential, your ambition, your journey, your growth, your life, you share it with others. And then they can do the same. They can begin to grow. A lot of people don't believe in themselves. I would love to do a poll one time and say, how many of you believe in yourself authentically? I would love to see the poll on that, of how many people do and how many people don't. It'd probably be very amazing. Now, I'm going to put this card back in because I don't know if it came upside down or not. That was the Page of Swords there. All right. So I'm going to do a 7-card spread here, which is called a Horseshoe Spread. This is going to share some different things. It's going to tell me a little bit about your past, present. It's going to tell me a little about your strengths, your weaknesses, and what's holding you up. All right. So I'm just switching up spreads a little bit. People have watched me. Actually going to be a year as of July. They probably watched me do the same spread almost more than half the year. So let's switch it up. All right. I can't shuffle today. I can't shuffle. All right. No other announcements other than I am doing the dailies. Still, are these upside down? No. Okay. You're doing the dailies, or I'm doing the dailies Monday through Friday, 1 minute. They're just an inspiration from Divine in the morning to give you a lift. Oh, he did show up again. It was the Page of Pentacles. Excuse me. He did show up again. So there's going to be there. And the new moon is on the 10th. I'm not sure if I'm doing a reading then. All right. So for somebody's past, they've actually been a really good person. They've been trying to be really honest, truthful, really guiding. It has been not a bad past for you. You might have had some financial stability. Back then, things were actually looking pretty good for somebody. It's more of a healthy beginning. Okay. So this is really, really good. Your current energy, though, definitely is more of a spiritual card kind of a thing, your current spiritual energy, and that is become more worldly. That one is sort of a tough one because when you become more worldly, then you lose sight of really your intuition and divine. And so maybe the divine is saying, let's get back to the basics. Let's get back to where I am so that I can help you grow in the right direction because you've grown more worldly. Worldly meaning that you're all about what you can see, touch, have, what you can, and not so much experience, but what you can monetarily have, your education, a house, a car. You've become more materialistic than over the, and this is more of a present energy. Okay. You've been a thinker. Somebody's been a real thinker. Again, you're at a rock and a hard spot though. For somebody, they're in a rock and a hard spot because we got the Page of Wands. And we have Judgment. So the Page of Wands is a messenger. It is something that you seem to hurry into rather than think about. So the message is to slow down, and again, pay attention to the details a little bit. Okay, pay attention to the details. Slow down in what that. You're very creative and very optimistic. So this person has always been an optimistic person. It just sort of looks like somebody got off track a little bit. And they've sort of started to go curve in the wrong direction a little bit because money has really been there. This could have been a person who grew up in more of a wealthier home, been enabled. This could have been a person who grew up spoiled. This could be a person who grew up, and now it's just sort of like, okay, this is, I'm not really happy with doing this. I'm not really, So the Page of Wands is sort of a message to say, hey, maybe it's time to reevaluate a little bit. Think before we do. Think before we act. It is an offering of something coming towards you to maybe change this thinking process, because the Judgment card tells us, okay, you can think from the world or you can think from spirit, and this is a choice that you can make. You have to make. Nobody else gives you that. What I find interesting is that you have the Page of Wands, Judgment, and the Page of Pentacles. So Judgment is in between those two. Again, you're at a crossroads of, do I keep going in the direction I'm going, which is maybe worldly and monetarily, or do I step outside the box? A lot of people are afraid to step outside the box into their authentic self and their spiritual self and say, you know what, that's not me. That used to be me. We're always growing. We're always maturing. However, you've got to pay attention to the details right now and follow your intuition. Your intuition is your telephone to the divine. Pretty much. That's your gut. That is, whether you believe in angels, whether you believe in, light workers, whether you believe in God, whether you believe in the universe, this is your connection between the second dimension. But I will say that the highest power for me is God, because I've witnessed it too many times and we've had too many conversations, literally. So it's like I do know there is more to life than this. I've witnessed it. And there is more to life than this. And I know that there is a higher power, and that higher power is trying to guide us back towards that, because the world is such a mess. And that's what he's saying right here. It is such a mess. Please pay attention to your intuition and talk to me so that I can guide you in the right way. Okay. I don't know who that is for. However, what hinders you right now is that the strength and the courage to step through, because the future energies is to protect. So somebody is so fearful of stepping through that they don't realize that they do have the strength and energy inside of them to change, to do this. To grow. I don't say change, to grow. I don't like that word change. I like the word transform or grow, because we all have processes in our life. We all have steps in our life that get us to our steps in our life are called our destiny, to get us to our purpose and our calling. So a lot of the times we're given these steps and we make worldly decisions when we should make spiritual decisions, because our flesh wants what we want. It doesn't want what we need. It wants what we want. So we go with the wants. That's world. What we go with, what we need, whether we like it or not, that's divine. That's spiritual. That's second dimensional. And that's your intuition. That's your intuition when it's saying, no, don't do that. And you do it anyway. Then you have to come back, and then you have to start all over again. You have that strength in you to say no. That's called discipline. That's also discipline in the world. A lot of people cannot say no. Why? What is this? You can't say no. I used to be that way. That's why I ask it. Why can't you say no? You should have a reason behind it. I couldn't say no because I had a lot of trauma. I hadn't worked through my healing. Okay. So, One of the things that your challenge is for your week is the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is somebody has a decision to make and they can't make it. So this is your challenge, and how to avoid this is to pick one side or the other, or just make a decision, or just do it. As Nike says, just do it. Now they're saying just pay it because they don't pay their taxes. So this is what's hindering you a lot, is that you don't think you have the courage and the strength to do what you want to do. I'm not sure what that is for somebody. Transform, try to think more of love, compassion, kindness, empathy than money, things, clothing. I see somebody that loves clothes, loves shoes, and they're all about buying that stuff. However, you know what, that doesn't make you the person that you are inside. I could wear the nicest clothes and the most beautiful dresses and the most expensive, accessories in the world, but that doesn't tell you what my soul is like. That's why when people are all dressed up and stuff, it doesn't bother me. I just say, okay, I look into the eyes because I'm an empath. I can look in your eyes and I can actually feel some of your pain. I can also see some of your soul. And that will tell me a lot. Your body language, your energies, everything will tell me a lot. Definitely. All right. So let's see what else is going to happen here. Oh, wow. Okay. I told you Mercury retrograde was here. So Tower, okay, is going to change everything upside down, which is good. This is a good thing. This is time to pay attention to the details of your life. What is going on? Where are you going? What are you doing? Are you wasting time? Are you actually spending time doing something that you should be doing? Or are you on Facebook spending hours and hours times playing games, hours and hours times, wasting time? Time is the most precious commodity on this earth and in our life, because 1 second you will never get back. And how are you spending it? What are you doing? Is it productive? Is it love? Is it helping? Is it sharing? Is it selflessness, or is it selfish? Selfish is world. Selfless is spiritual. We'll change your world. We'll rock your world upside down. Okay. Start listening to the telephone to the second dimension, your intuition. Because we've got the Seven of Wands, which is standing up for something that you believe in. Seven of Wands is about your potential ambition. What is it that you stand up? What do you believe in? What is it that you're working towards? What is it that you need to stand up for? Sort of like me. If I'm out and somebody's picking on somebody, I'll stand up for the underdog. I may not know their situation or what has happened, but if you're in public, you don't do that to another person. You don't demean another person when you do not know them. And that happens. It had happened. What is it? I was visiting. You don't demean another person. You love and nurture another person. You lift another person up. But I was at one of these bottle things, because we recycle bottles and cans and stuff. And some guy went off on this poor young black guy, and for no reason at all, because he was waiting for his mom in line, and he did something that everybody else does, but this one guy went off on him, and he was by himself. His mom wasn't even around or anything. And a couple people actually got in the middle of it and said, hey, you need to stop it. You need to shut up. You need to go away or do whatever. And the dude was looking at everybody. I said, no. I said, you need to frickin' back up. And I said, young man, go stand over there. And then mom came, and the boy was scared, and he was going to go help his mom. I said, no, you let mama take care of this. And she did. But that kind of a thing, you don't let somebody demean another person in public because they've got issues. You got issues, you go take care of your issues. This is supposed to be love and compassion and in not comparing, but loving and compassion. All right. So whatever is happening on in your life right now, pay attention to your intuition. This is to protect your heart, because something is hiding. Something's like they're ready to pounce. Something is, you are not aware of it, but it is ready to take advantage of you. Okay. It is definitely ready to take advantage of you. So really pay attention. You got to make a decision. You got to make a decision. This is your challenge card. You have a hard time making decisions. So when you have to make a decision, you need to go to divine and say, which way should I go? Number one, which way do I go? Which way do I decide? How do I decide? You go to divine, you go to God, you ask, and then you listen to your intuition. And you say, give me a sign, confirm it. What do I do? Do I go love him? Do I go move in with him? Do you want me to move in with him? Give me a sign, give me a sign. And if not, take him away or do something, and he will. He will definitely do it, because something's hidden here. Then this is why the divine is saying, really pay attention. Pay attention to the details, because what seems to be true is not. Thank you. I appreciate that. He just said, what seems to be true is not. And it can change your world. It's going to change your world. You got to pay attention to the details, people. My Capricorns, pay attention, pay attention. It's like, this will be a test. Oh, there will be a test. Let me tell you, he will test you. This is actually a test for somebody, because somebody doesn't want to listen to their intuition because it's not what they want, but it's what they need. So they don't want to pay attention. He does. He protects your heart. He protects everything. He is the protector of all. People, people laugh at me, but it's like, what? He protects me from COVID. He does. I've not been sick. My daughter should have gotten COVID working at the hospital. I don't know how many times. Our house is protected. So definitely. Okay. What time is it? Okay. I have a meeting at noon and we got lots of time here. So I'm going to do love and relationships. And this we'll see where we're going to go, because there is no love in this reading. And I'm going to be doing this at the end of every reading now. I'm going to do love and relationships, because some people do have love in their life or are looking for love, and I can't shuffle worth beans today. And so, a lot of people are waiting for that. So I thought, well, I will put that in the end for those of you who are going through love and relationships. All right. All right. Oh boy, does this play into it. Big time, big time, big time, big time. What did we just say? Something was hidden that you cannot see. Okay. Really be paying attention. Watch, don't be making, sometimes when we go look for trouble, we find trouble. Don't go looking for trouble. Don't go looking for that kind of a stuff. However, if you've been getting red flags about something, that's what I'm talking about. Pay attention to the red flags, because there is some, like he said, what looks true sometimes isn't true, or what is obvious isn't obvious, that kind of a thing. Because your love word, because I'm reading this, your card for the love and relationships is the word Lord. Lord meaning divine, meaning God, whatever. It is the highest. Okay. It is about communication, praise, and dishonesty. Okay. So whatever we speak becomes life, right? And again, we're in the Mercury retrograde. So there might be some communication that if you sit down and communicate effectively, you communicate where there is love, not fear. The moment you start using the word you, then that's more of a destructive way of communicating. If you're talking about, well, I feel when you do this, then you are communicating effectively. So you need to be communicating for yourself, not for the other person. Because nobody makes you feel one way. Nobody makes you do anything. Nobody makes you think anything. That's on you. You have to be accountable for that. So what you are accountable are for your own feelings, okay, and emotions. So the communication is key in this love relationship of whatever it is. Now, love relationship could be your family, could be love of a friend, because love has like 8 different levels. It could be of lovers, it could be of a marriage couple, it could be anything. This is love. We communicate in a loving manner, a lifting manner, a high vibrational manner, high energy manner, okay? We need to do that in praise. So a lot of the times when we communicate, we do it wrong. Because when you communicate, you share something good that they're doing, you communicate your feelings, and then you communicate how to solve that in a loving manner, how to allow my feelings to feel that way, because you own your own feelings. Okay? This dishonesty, there's dishonesty going on. To get to the bottom of that, you just have to really pay attention to the red flags, the details, good and bad, and listen to your intuition. This is the divine's giving you everything for your heart, to protect your heart. You just don't want to pay attention. Okay? He is trying to protect your heart. It's like, listen to me. This is not a good person for you. Listen to me. I didn't bring them to you. They're dishonest. They're a liar. They're a cheater. And I've just shown you they lied once. Do you think they're going to lie? If something starts out with a lie, you better run the other way. Because if they started out with a lie, that is telling you that their whole life has been lying. And that's how they get away with stuff. And that is confusion. That is destruction and destructive happening. Low vibrations. Definitely not high vibrations. Maybe they'll change later, but have them come back later. But run. Because that is the way that they live their life. Because they're in fear and they're insecure. They're hurt. They didn't get what they wanted. They didn't get what they needed. Blah, 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 blah. Okay? So you are good enough. Protecting your heart. You are good enough. So if you are alone and you're looking for love, these are some of the things that you can work on, but you're good enough. If you're single and content, that is usually when you find somebody. However, if you're single and content and you are good there, you're good enough. The divine will create the happiness and joy in you, and you will find that joy. I'm there. I don't need to have a relationship. I would love to have a relationship because sharing life with somebody is very rewarding and it's very supernatural energy. It's second dimensional. It's great. But to be alone and fine with that too, I'm good with that because I am enough. All right. So, but this is all about communication, dishonesty. This is really paying attention to the details in your relationship right now. Really pay attention. Listen to your intuition. Divine is trying to protect you. If you're meeting somebody and it just is like, well, that's just the way they are. That's who they are. Oh, you're making freaking excuses for them because you're desperate enough that you cannot step away from something that's unhealthy. Stop putting yourself in unhealthy relationships. It's not good because you're good enough. You're good enough. You don't have to prove yourself to anybody. You are good enough. So don't sit there and try to prove yourself to somebody because then you're not being your authentic you. You're good enough. All right. So that's your reading this week, guys. Don't forget weekly readings Monday through Friday, 1 minute. Subscribe, hit the bell. You'll get notified when those are popping on or uploaded. And then I am taking a vacation the end of the month. So you are going to see some pre-recorded things at the end of the month. I will be in the Orlando area at Disney. Well, actually, we're going to Universal first and then Disney World. So I'll be there till the 4th. So if you're in that area and you're hitting those parks, text me, email me, say, hey, I'm in the parks. Where are you at? I would love to meet you. I would love to meet my viewers. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great week. Don't forget the new moon. I'm not sure if I'm doing that reading. So subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll know if I'm going to do that or not this time. And we will see you next week. All right. Take care, Capricorns. All right.